If I could get you to understand one thing today, one thing only, it would be to know that you are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are not your feelings. You are not your beliefs or any labels that have been given to you. You are so much more. And the reason I want you to know this is because you've become imprisoned. You've become trapped and shackled by an ego that is weaponizing your past to try and protect you from a negative fantasy future which doesn't even exist. And it's doing that with narratives like you're not good enough, that somehow you're failing, you're behind, you don't look good enough, you're somehow broken and need fixing, that you can't have what you really want. So you fill your life up with distractions because, well, to believe those stories is painful, right? But this is why this video is here. There are going to be lots of reminders from the universe, from life, pointing at this illusionary prison because it's only a creation from your ego, your thinking mind. And what you have the ability to do is to practice with meditation, with mindfulness, to begin to witness whatever appears inside your mind. And it will be hard at first because you will believe you are your thoughts, but you are not. The more you practice just witnessing, almost like it's a TV screen appearing inside your mind, the more you'll begin to feel centered and grounded and peaceful. And you'll notice that what your ego is creating is nothing more than illusions masquerading as your reality. And this is your call to freedom. This is a challenge for you to break through. I think it's like a rite of passage for all of us to begin to see through the illusions that our minds create. Because if you think about it, your ego has become far too dominant. And you won't know any different. Most of you won't know any different. It's just the way that you have been living your life. And that's pretty normal, but it does create a lot of pain and it does create a lot of suffering. And if you're struggling, if you feel stuck, and if you want to break free, then it's important you become aware that there's another way you can live your life. Now, it might feel difficult and it might feel hard to do at first. I've been there, I know what it's like. But when we do the reps, when we show up and we're consistent, we'll begin to notice that the thoughts that appear inside our mind are not reality. The thoughts and stories that we once believed about ourselves are simply not the truth. They are just fantasies our ego is using to try to protect us from things that don't even exist. And if you do sit there and watch your thoughts, by the way, you'll notice, and please don't see this as a negative, but when you sit there and watch your thoughts, it can feel like a carnival of madness inside there at times. And that's because your ego has been conditioned and exposed to so many different sources and experiences that this plays out inside our minds as thoughts. And they just come and go. We have thousands of these thoughts a day. So that's why I just wanted to do this little video for you, because I want you to recognize that you have options. You have another way of living, which is no longer being shackled and imprisoned by your mind. We need more than ever more awakened people. We are witnessing on the world stage more than ever people whose dominant egos are out of control. They've become quite sick, and it's important that we have people leading the way by being more awake. Maybe we can think about it as some form of ego revolution. So I hope this is resonating with you. I'm going to put some meditations up for you to practice with. Want to be 5 minutes, want to be a bit longer. Just get into the habit of beginning to become the witness of what appears inside your mind. That is just the beginning. There is inner work to do as well. I'll talk about it in future videos. But I just wanted to do this spontaneous little video just to remind you of who you really are. You know, when you begin to witness your thoughts, you'll begin to connect to that because you're so much more. When you begin to connect to who you really are, you'll begin to see through the illusions that your mind creates. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know down below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.